Hello, hi. Welcome back to our Kubernetes series. Today, in this particular video, we'll be discussing on Kubernetes Ingress Controller. We'll be seeing quick recap of Ingress, what we just discussed in previous video, and we'll be seeing what exactly is Ingress Controller and how exactly the Ingress controller works, like how the traffic routes, and why is the Ingress is necessary. Some popular Ingress controllers example like NGINX, HP Proxy, Cloud Native, Traffic, and we'll be seeing some key features of Ingress controllers, basically the capabilities, and a quick comparison with Ingress and Ingress controller, how exactly together works, and a quick recap out of this particular discussion, whatever we just covered. Okay, so now let us enter into the video without further ado. Here, Ingress controller is our topic discussion. Here, this is all about how exactly Kubernetes Ingress actually works. And Ingress controller is like a engine that executes your routing rules. There is a concept of NGINX, routing, TLS, traffic, everything comes into picture. Okay, on a high level, this is how the request flows from the user. There is a Ingress controller. Ingress controller reads the rules from the Ingress and it routes the traffic to the respective service. Okay, based upon the Ingress rules. Now let us go and have a quick recap of Ingress. Ingress is something rules only book. So Ingress is going to define a routing rules. That means it tells you Kubernetes where to send your traffic based upon URL paths or based upon the host names. And also it just a configuration object. It is a YAML specification file that says if request X matches, if the request matches X, send it to corresponding service. Okay, like that, it will be there, that specifications. And Ingress alone does nothing. So creating an Ingress resource without a controller, it is something like a traffic rules that never execute. It is just a rules, just created, but no one is following or never executed. And Ingress also needs a controller to actually work. So here the controller is the component that reads all those rules and enforces them. That means applies them. For better understanding or non-technical example, you can think like Ingress is the recipe of your food. Okay, and Ingress controller is something the chef. Okay, chef actually actually cooks the actual dish based upon the recipe. Okay, and together need to work. Now here a quick see on how exactly the Ingress without a controller and how exactly controller brings in what. Okay, if you see here, there is a request from the user and there is a rules. So Ingress is just a kind of this particular rules. So with just a rules, obviously traffic is not routed to anywhere router. We need to apply these rules. For that application, controller is the one who is responsible for taking care of that particular rules. So whenever the request comes, it checks with the corresponding rules and then it routes the traffic to the end service. And now let us understand what is the Ingress controller. Okay, so here it is a component that implements the Ingress rules. Okay, and it runs as a pod inside a cluster and handles the real traffic routing. And also it watches the Ingress resources continuously. So it uses a Kubernetes API to detect when the Ingress rules are added or else changed or else removed. Everything it is monitored continuously and applies that. And also it manages the external traffic routing. That means it receives a real HTTP and HTTPS packets and then it routes them to a write service. And it is usually a reverse proxy. So most of the controllers use a NGINX or a similar proven proxy under the hood. And coming to the relationship, so you write a Ingress YAML rules, and the controller will auto detect those rules and applies them also. There is no manual configuration files are required anywhere. So this is how exactly Ingress controller works. The role of Ingress controller, whenever the Kubernetes API that stores the Ingress resources, and then the Ingress controller going to watch continuously these particular changes, and then there is a some tasks done by the Ingress controller like handling the traffic, reading the YAML specification file, and it configures the routing automatically, and then the traffic is receives and routes the traffic to the respective end service. Okay, so this is how exactly or what exactly is Ingress and how exactly it works. Now let us see a quick deep dive into how exactly the Ingress controller routes the traffic end to end flow. Okay, first thing was user will make a HTTPS request. Let's say example HTTPS app.example.com and /app users. So it hits a cloud load balancer IP, and here is how exactly a quick comparison diagram whenever the user like makes a HTTP request, and it reaches to the cloud load balancer. Okay, so here this particular request reaches the Ingress controller pod, and the NGINX controller pod will receive a raw HTTP request within the cluster. Okay, so then it reads as well as matches the Ingress rules, like what exactly is host, let's say example.com, app.example.com. If it is path, it reads this also slash app path and match it. Then that will routes to the app, sorry, API service. Okay, here also API path. Okay, and if you see here, Ingress rules, it is going to read. Ingress controller is here. This is going to route each and every rules of the Ingress, and then if it matches, then that routes the traffic to the respective API service, and then there is a associated pod which serves that purpose. Okay, then if you see here, the same whatever we just covered, it forwards to a matched service. So it proxies a request to API service cluster IP that handles the TLS termination, and then it routes to the, I mean, the service routes to the corresponding pods, and then the response returned also. Here pod handles a request response that flows back through the same path. How exactly the request flows, response also comes back in the same path. Okay, now let us understand why exactly controller is necessary in this. Okay, so Ingress itself means what, and why exactly controller is necessary. First thing was, Ingress is the only a configuration specification. So it's a Kubernetes object like a ML document. So it doesn't run any code, and controller will performs the real work. That means the actual reverse proxy, like Nginx is there, traffic is there, that running as a pod within your cluster. And without a controller, it is just a rules and dead. So you can create some 100 Ingress resources, but without a controller, not a single request is routed accordingly. Okay, and also controller, it dynamically updates the configuration. So when you add, change, or like remove the Ingress rules, controller will automatically recognizes those changes, and there is no restart also required. It will automatically apply. For better understanding, you can think like, as a non-technical example, Ingress is like a blueprint or architectural diagram. Okay, architecture blueprint, and controller is the construction crew that builds or does the actual work. Okay, so here is the example of Ingress YAML specification file, as it is a blueprint where it says what is the host, what is the path, and what is the backend. So alone this particular specification, nothing can be done, right? So along with the controller, as I said, it is the builder. So it watches the Ingress objects, and it configures the Nginx as well as proxy, and handles the real traffic. So combining these together, traffic is routed correctly, and we can able to achieve what we wanted to be. Now let us deep dive into the popular Ingress controllers. Okay. So first thing was NGINX Ingress Controller. So it is mostly used, and it is a officially Kubernetes project. So it uses a NGINX as a reverse proxy. So it is a battle tested as well as high configurable, and a huge community support also there, and it is a very much standard choice for most of the clusters. So it offers the path as well as host based routing, and also handles the TLS as well as SSL termination. Now coming to the second controller, which is traffic. So it is a cloud native, and auto discovery is available, and it is a built for microservices, and automatically discovers the services and configures itself. It has a beautiful built-in dashboard UI also. So it auto lets the encryption for SSL, and it is a real-time dashboard. I mean, that service is offered by this. And coming to the third Ingress controller, which is HA proxy. So it is very much high performance load balancer. It is known for extremely high performance and reliability. It is a great fit for large scale traffic workloads, which was running a maximum throughput, and it offers a ultra high performance and advanced load balancing algorithms. Now coming to the fourth Ingress controller, that is a cloud managed or cloud native controller. So those are managed by the cloud providers. So cloud providers will offer their own controllers like AWS load balancer, Google one, and Azure. So there is a deep integration with the cloud services, and if you see this on the one, and as I said, cloud native integration option is provided by the cloud native controllers. Now a quick deep dive into features, basically capabilities, key features of Ingress controller. First thing was, it routes a traffic. That means it offers a path as well as host based rules, which directs a request to the right service in real time. And it also load balances. So it distributes the request across the multiple pods behind a service automatically. And also it offers the TLS as well as SSL termination. So it decrypts the HTTPS at the edge, so the backend pods can stay plain HTTP. And also it reverse proxy also. So it sits between the internet and your services, so it hiding the backend topology from the users. And also last point was it auto configures dynamically. So whenever the new ingress rule was added or deleted, controller updates the routing in seconds. There is no downtime or zero downtime, we can say. This is the future architecture of ingress controller. Okay, HTTPS traffic routing and ingress controller comes into picture. Path match, host match, load balancing, reverse proxy, TLS decryption, and then accordingly, once it was done, it routes the traffic to the corresponding services, and that particular service is responsible for routing the request to the target pods. Okay, underlying workers. And a quick comparison with the ingress as well as ingress controller. So here is the left hand side. This is the ingress, and middle is the ingress controller. As I said, ingress is a Kubernetes resource YAML object file, and ingress controller is something which runs within your pod, like NGINX, traffic, HA proxy, cloud managed controllers. And Ingress, it is going to define a routing rules within a YAML specification file, and it specifies the path as well as the host mappings, everything, and it stores in the etcd database, which is a Kubernetes database, and it was a component within the like master node, and also it is a passive. That means it runs no process. Okay, and for better understanding, you can think like ingress is the Google Maps route. So maps route, so it shows each and every path or map, and it doesn't alone go. Okay, and with the help of your driver, that means a car, uh, they can follow these particular specifications or route, route in the Google Maps, and does the driving. So this is how exactly together works. We will see more points with respect to the ingress controller. This is a quick important points about the ingress. And coming to the ingress controller, so what it is going to do was it is going to watch ingress resources via the API, and it configures the NGINX routing rules, and also it handles the actual HTTP packets, and it activates the real running process. So together, as I said, it offers a smart routing, and so that external traffic is routed to the right request is routed to the right pod or right worker. Okay, and now let us deep dive into a quick summary of what exactly we have discussed. We discussed ingress controller, and how they together work. As I said, ingress is like a Google Maps route. It shows you the actual path, actual directions. It is just a plan, okay, plan of action, something. It don't move alone itself. So coming to the ingress controller, it is the driver of your car, let's say. So it follows the route and drives the car. So it actually moves the packet from A to B. As a result, we are going to arrive to a correct destination. So the right request reaches to the right service and pod, and we are going to accomplish the mission. And ingress is the rules. Yeah, key takeaways out of this particular discussion was ingress is the rules. So it is basically just a YAML specification, and how exactly the process, everything. And coming to the controller, it is a execution, like a running pod that executes the rules. And NGINX most common controller, and it watches the Kubernetes API lives, as well as we seen like features of TLS, load balancing, reverse proxy, everything. Okay, and the final point, one point about this discussion was ingress defines the rules, and ingress controller executes those. So to achieve the task, you need both together need to work. In the upcoming video, we'll be seeing on Kubernetes volumes. So what is persistent volume climb, and storage classes. We'll be deep diving into that, and I hope so you found some useful information out of this particular discussion, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much for watching.